Hey, I'm Judy with the Teaching Farmers of Country Gardens Farm. Today I'm going to show you a quick, healthy way to cook your greens. So this time of year we have Swiss chard, or some people know this particular variety of perpetual spinach, collards, kale, and this is broccolini or broccoli rabe. Okay, all of these greens can be cooked in the same way that I'm going to be showing you today. Okay, the first thing you want to do is always wash your vegetables good, and then I like to put them into my salad spinner, wash them, then put them in here, and then spin them out good. Get most of your water out. The salad spinner is really a good tool to have in your kitchen. Okay, the oils that we're going to be using today is coconut oil. I like to use the coconut oil when I'm cooking the greens because it stays healthy even with a higher temperature. We use a lot of olive oil and all in the kitchen, but olive oil is one that you have to be careful not to get it up to too high of a temperature, or it makes it into an unhealthy oil. For those of you that don't like to use the oils, broth is good. This is some chicken broth that I had made, but you would use them the same way that I'm going to be telling you to use the oils. Okay, when you're cutting up your vegetables, okay, and you're doing the saute method, you want to make sure that you cut them into small pieces. Okay, right here I've got some of the broccoli rabe here, and I'm just taking it and cutting it into real thin ribbons. This is especially important when you're doing your big pieces like your kale, your collards, or your kale. On the collards, you want to make sure that you roll those up and make sure to get them into very thin pieces. On any of these greens, the stems are going to be a little bit tougher, so if you're going to use those stems, make sure that you chop those up and put them into the pan first, because they'll need to cook just a little bit more than the others to make them tender. If you don't like that taste, just go ahead and take that fibrous stem out and just use the leafy green part. On the broccoli rabe that I'm using today, we'll cut off the end because that's going to be a little bit tougher. Go through and you're going to use the whole thing. You can even use the flowers and all on it, but just make sure that you add them in at the end so that because they're delicate and you don't want them to completely just cook away. Okay, you can see on this where I'm chopping it into the small pieces. I'll start off with garlic because we like that garlic flavor and all in our saute. Right now we've got green garlic in the garden, so I'm using some of that. This is an ulu knife and all. I like to use that to mince it up. That works really well. Okay, take your pan that you got, and go ahead and add some of your oil and all to the pan. Put it on your stove top and get it hot. Okay, go ahead and add your garlic first and saute that around in there just a little bit. Stir it around in there. You want it to get golden, but you don't want it to burn because it can burn really quick. Okay, after that's gone in there, then go ahead and add some of your chopped greens. On your stove, you want it at a low to medium heat, and just keep tossing it and all in that oil with your garlic until it turns to a bright green. And once it turns to that bright green, it's really ready. Your whole time before prep and cooking on this is less than 15 to 20 minutes, or probably less than that. Just depends on how long it takes you to prep it, but it's a very quick dish. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Okay, once it's ready, okay, you want to go ahead, and this is some that it's already cooked. And all I would do is I would just top it with some sea salt. We like to use this Herbamare, which is a sea salt that's also got some herbs and all infused to it. Put a little bit of that on there, and it's ready to serve. Thanks, Teresa, if you're hearing this. This is a good dish, good salt and all that you recommend to us, and we really enjoy it. We also have cooking classes, have lots of cooking classes going on this summer. And our next one is going to be on May the 14th. And if you're interested in this, it's on prepping and preparing your veggies from the garden. If you're interested, go to countrygardensfarm.com to register. Thanks for listening.